So here's the game plan for today. I was thinking to myself, what is the best way that I can do this? And the solution that I came up with is to take the stacks, hard mount them to the actual car first, and then route the exhaust just inside the stacks. So they're not gonna be like sealed off or anything, but they're gonna be in there. That'll allow me for some wiggle room because the exhaust is going from a 2.25 inch or 55 millimeter or whatever it is. It's close to 2.25 inch, that's all I know. But it's gonna go from that 2.25 inch and it's going to split into two 2-inch exhausts. And then they're gonna come out the sides and just go kind of up into the stacks, like, you know, a few inches, but they're not actually gonna be sealed off. So the first thing that I need to do is I actually need to mount the stacks to the body of the Beetle. So that's what we're gonna figure out first. I'm gonna figure out a good location. I've already got some brackets that I kind of tack welded onto there a few months ago. I don't think I'm gonna use those anymore. I think I'm gonna make it so they can bolt on and bolt off and stuff. But yeah, that's what the plan is anyway. So I gotta go get the stacks. I gotta clean all the spiders off of them and I gotta get them out here. I gotta kind of mock them up. I gotta figure out a bracket and then we're gonna go from there. Here are the stacks in all their glory. As you can see, they are very tall. They're gonna look legit. Half my fabrication projects are winging it, and that's kind of what we're doing here today. I came up with that drawing, obviously, but now I've got to make some quick, crude measurements of about how far away I want this stack, and then I'll just do some crude metal work, weld some shit together, and throw this shit together. So let's do that right now. Let's measure how far away we want this stack. One thing I'm gonna have to overcome, I'm probably gonna have to like take my interior apart or something, because one problem that I was having when I was trying to do this before is the inside of my car was smoking because I was welding on the outside, so it was obviously melting insulation or paint or something. That's the one thing I'm not looking forward to for this project, is taking the car apart to weld on the body, but probably gonna have to do it. All right, we got all of my personal protection equipment on. We've got the generator started. We've got my nice little piece of metal here. Already got it measured out. Got some lines cut into it based on my measurements from the car. So now it's time to get started, time to cut some stuff up, time to weld some stuff together. Let's get going. All right, I present the first bracket to hold the stack up. It's really hot still, and it's a little bit crude too, but it's gonna work good. Alrighty, next thing we need to do is we need to remove these door panels so I can weld on this side and make sure it's not lighting on fire on the inside. Let's do that. Gotta have your fire extinguisher handy as well, just in case. All right, as per usual with fabrication stuff, these stacks are proving to be a little bit more labor intensive and a little bit more time consuming than originally planned for. So right now I'm currently on my way to Ace Hardware to buy some hardware because I'm experiencing an issue, and I'm not sure how much of this that my video camera actually caught, because you know, I got the warning that I had to cool down and it stopped recording. So anyway, I've got to do something else besides welding it to the body, basically because there's insulation on the inside of the car and it keeps lighting on fire, and it also keeps burning and causing the welds to not turn out too good. Also, welding that thick, well, not really, it's not really that thick of steel, but the thicker steel to the thin gauge just body metal is not really working out too well. So I am currently at Ace Hardware currently pulling into Ace Hardware to get some hardware to hopefully just kind of drill holes and bolt this thing through the body to actually get it to attach. So that's what we're doing next. Here's what we got going so far. Didn't really video much of this part because I was tending the constant fire that was happening while I was welding this. Probably wasn't a good idea to weld it, but my alternative was sit there and drill holes, put bolts through it. I just said, well, I'm just gonna weld it and put bolts through it. So that's what I did. The welds look like shit. There's bolts through it with huge fender washers. It should hold the weight of this stack. I already stood on it, it held my weight. Obviously the welding warped the panel. I already knew that was gonna happen, and I don't really give a shit. Don't care at all. You can see how it warped it. But whatever, the weight of the stack is probably gonna warp it anyway. The only thing that I need is this stack to go on there and to stay there. So now we're working on the height of the stack, and then we're gonna work on welding the little plate that I made to the stack so we can actually mount the stack. So that's what we're doing right now. Let's do it. It is now day 2 of the build. On the first day, we got this done right here. We've got the stack actually welded to this little bracket here. We've got this bracket welded to the car. Just kind of ugly welded there. The thing that we need to accomplish today is we actually need to attach this lower bracket, which I've got here, already welded up. We just need to attach this to the bottom of the car here. And then we need to come up with a solution of, you know, we just need to do another one of these brackets on the stack. I'm gonna need to cut it down for that smaller bracket that I came up with. But yeah, we're gonna get this going. Alrighty, we've got this we've got this bracket. I laid it on there. I marked out where we need to grind. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna grind right there using that angle grinder. Then we're gonna weld this little bracket to the actual body of the car. Then we'll go from there. All right, I just made a lot of progress, ran into some iPhone heat issues, so I didn't record a lot of it. I just wanted to get it done. I've since waited a little while. It's clouded over a little bit, so it's cooled off a little bit, but I'm gonna show you guys what I got so far. So we got that bolted on. Please ignore the welds. We got that bottom piece bolted on as well. Brackets are on there. Just did a quick little shitty rattle job for the paint. I'm gonna do seam sealer on it, so you won't even be able to see the welds, because the welds are pretty bad, not gonna lie. But considering it's a Harbor Freight welder, and also considering I'm welding some, I'm welding onto this thin gauge steel on the body, I'd say it's decent. It'll definitely hold. I've already shook the stack. It's on there solid. So this is what we got. Now I got to do the other side. I got to weld up the brackets. But we're making some progress. I really want to be able to finish these and do the exhaust work today. We'll see how that works out. But for now, I'm going to go do that other side. I think it's about 10 p.m. or something. Just finished up getting the stack shot actually mounted to the car, and holy shit, this is badass. Not even gonna lie, not even overhyping it, but I mean, who does this to a Beetle? It actually looks pretty mean. Without further ado, let's check this out. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, baby. Who does this to a Beetle? Why did I do this? Like, literally, why did I do this to a Beetle? Always wear your safety protection, kids. Here we are on day 3 of the exhaust build for the Beetle. We've got the stacks mounted yesterday, late last night. I cleaned up my mess and went to bed. But this morning, here we are. Stacks are on the Beetle. Now it's time to hook up the actual exhaust to the Beetle. I've already got all my welding stuff out, as you can see here. What I need to do is I just need to get this Y pipe on the exhaust, and then I'm gonna take some 90-degree bends. Gonna put the Y pipe on, do some 90-degree bends, come out, a 90-degree bend up in. Okay, right there. And right there. Okay, yep. This looks good here. So we're gonna cut it off at about that much of an angle. There. Okay. Then we're gonna weld that on right there. I think that looks good. There we go. We've now got to drop the exhaust, tack weld this thing up, put it back on, and see where we're at. Let's go. There we go. Anytime that you're building an exhaust, it's just a long process of going under the car, bringing it out, going under the car, bringing it out, unless you're one of those pros that gets everything lined up under the car and tacks it all up. But I just take it out, tack it, put it under. Not a big deal, but definitely time consuming to do some fabrication work. What we're gonna do here, come under. Get that going, bump it there. Alrighty, we got jack stand holding this, we got the pipe tack welded into place. I'm gonna go do the other side real quick. All right, I'm just gonna quickly put the camera away for a minute and finish bolting this thing up, because that's the last step. I've got to bolt the downpipe back onto the turbo. Now I've got to bolt the exhaust braces down. All right, just finished up with the exhaust. Now we're gonna start it and see how it sounds. Always the best moment in finishing an exhaust. Start afterwards. Well worth it. Oh, there we have it. The stacks are on. They sound great. Well worth the 3 days invested. And we'll get some more clips of it tomorrow, maybe rolling clips and stuff. But for now, we're peacing out because I need to clean up and it's late. So we'll see you guys later.